Raymond van der Houw, European champion, Premier League champion, FA Cup winner, and arguably one of the most handsome men ever to pull on a United shirt. How you doing? Welcome.
I'm fine, thank you very much. That's a nice introduction.
It's frankly, it's disgusting. You seem to be getting better with age. You're 62 now.
I'm 62, yes.
If anyone ever needed proof that life isn't fair, there you are. Thank you. So, how are you? You okay? You're all set? You're back in Holland at the moment. You just spent a season and a half, 2 seasons, I think 18 months in the Ukraine.
That's correct, yeah. The last 1.5 season I was in Ukraine with Shakhtar Donetsk
In a war zone.
in a war zone. Yeah, it was a big adventure, something what not many people will have in their life.
That's the thing. So if we can go back to I suppose the context, how did that happen? How did that move materialize?
Well, I have a friend who is a manager, who was first an assistant manager, and he wanted to be a manager. And he asked me, Raymond, are you still open for an adventure abroad outside of Holland? I said, yes, I am. And okay, he said, then you will be my goalkeeper coach. And so I didn't hear anything from him. And 2 months later, he called me, Raymond, I have a job for you. I have a club, and I want you to be my goalkeeper coach. I said, okay, where are we going? He said, Shakhtar Donetsk. I'm thinking, Shakhtar Donetsk? He said, yes, Ukraine. Oh, so I went quiet. I thought to myself, oh, Mamma mia, you can go everywhere. Why do you go to Ukraine? So after the phone call, I spoke with my wife, with the family, with the children, and it was difficult to make a decision because at that moment I was still working at Vitesse Arnhem. Uh, but I thought, okay, this is a chance. I can work in the top of in the top again because Shakhtar Donetsk is a top club. The downside is it's a country in war, but the manager spoke to me and he said it's okay, it's safe, and if you don't trust it anymore, you always can say, okay, I will quit. You can quit, and no problem. So I said yes. So that's how it went when I went to Ukraine.
So you say there it was a big conversation with the family. I mean, that is a big conversation. Dad's going off to a war zone. I mean, how what when you think back to it, what emotions does it give you, that conversation?
Um, it was really hard to say, yeah, I want to go. So I spoke with my wife, and she said, okay, you always wanted to go to a top club. You had the feeling you're not finished yet. And that was my feeling. I thought I still wanted to do something, with good players in the top if it is possible. And now I'm getting the possibility. And what you said, I'm not 40 anymore. So how many chances do you get? And then the question mark is, do you take it or don't? Are you not taking it? And I went for it. I went for it. And um, did I know what I could expect it? No, not exactly. Was it dangerous? Sometimes it was dangerous. And was it clever? Well, you can say yes, it was clever because I'm still here, I'm still alive, and I had a fantastic adventure. So
And to be fair, you came back with some trophies as well.
yes, it's just what I said. I wanted to work with top players, and my first season we won the cup, we won the league, so we won the double, and the second season we won the cup again and finished third in the league. So also we did a quite good job in the Champions League because it was, we didn't have, fantastic results, but the way we played was really good. And I think that's also very important.
Mm.
So I really enjoyed it to work with those guys.
So we've spoken before. I spoke to you while you were out there, and you walked me through a a typical day. Sometimes it was perfectly normal. Sometimes it wasn't normal, was it? It's what were those days like? For example, you had games disrupted by air raid sirens, didn't you?
Yes, well, that was funny because it was my first game. We had an away game, and it was more to the south of Ukraine, to the Black Sea. And it was my first time I heard alert, the alarm. And I thought, what is this? Oh, yeah, it's serious. So when the air alarm goes off, then they will say, okay, find a safe place and go to the shelter. So I went down because I was living at that moment in level 4. So I went down. I went even outside. One of my colleagues followed me, and I was looking outside, and then I heard some noise, and then I saw a flashlight. So there was a bomb, going to the air. And I said, "Okay, we go inside." So that was the night before the game. We went in the shelter. The next day we had a game, and normally it's 90 minutes. But when there is air alert, then you have to go in for 30 minutes. So it was a air alert in the warm up. So you make a warm up, you go inside. Then when the alarm is over, you go outside, you start again. And during the game, there was 2 or 3 times again. So at the end, the game took 5 hours because every time you have to wait, and every time you have to make a warm up, of course. So I thought, all right, this is weird. This is not good. It's strange. I mean, the good thing is nothing happened, but it was a long time. And then I thought by myself, my God, if we have to play so many games and every time it's going like this will be a long season. But yeah, that was my first competition game, and it was about 5 hours, one game.
I do. So, as a coach, how do you keep the players, warm and focused during that time? It's so stop-start, isn't it?
Yes, of course, this was not the first time for those players. For me, it was the first time. Um, yeah, that's the biggest challenge for a manager to keep the players focused, to keep the concentration. But I can tell you, it was not easy. But no, it was not only for our team; it was also for the opponent. So
Yeah.
it's from both sides, and you have to play 90 minutes, and then the players did it. Even for the coach, because you have to keep your focus again, and you want to say something about the game, about tactics or whatever. But when you have to stop every time, it's not easy. So every time it's a pep talk a little bit. Yeah,
I mean, just on a human level,
yeah.
whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, whether you're an official out there, just the bravery required to be involved, to just actively do what you do
Hmm.
in an active war zone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you're there and when you have the idea it's safe, then you carry on. You just play. It's like life. Life goes on. I don't
Fair
want to
enough.
say the show must go on, but I mean, life goes on. If you're there, you want to finish the game. Otherwise, you have to come back again. And
Yeah.
that's what we had one time as well. And that's even more difficult. That's not what you
Okay.
want.
So what happened that time?
Well, it's like we had a game. I think it started about 6 or 6:30, and at a certain time there was a air alert, but this time it was about planes. Then you have to stay in 40 minutes inside. It's longer than normal. And at a certain point, it was 9 o'clock. We wanted to start again, but it was not allowed. I don't know the reason. So we played, I think, about 50 minutes, 55 minutes, and we had to come back. And that means, it was in an area. It's closer to the border of Russia. So that means there's a bigger threat for air alert. So for danger. So that means that you have to come back again, and that's exactly what you don't want. So that was not so nice.
Jesus. And during all this, over the course of the 18 months, I'm assuming you were in regular contact with the family back home.
Um, I had everyday contact with the family, of course, especially with my wife, because she wanted to know that everything was okay, and that's for me also important because I want to keep the connection with my family. Um, um, the thing is, it was not. It it makes it more difficult because the family could come to Ukraine, but you cannot fly. That means you have to travel by car, by bus, or by train. And Ukraine is big. It's a very big country. So my wife didn't come one time in Ukraine. So the only connection is by uh, by the phone or FaceTiming, and that's what we did a lot, of course.
Oof, no, obviously, we I've met your family. You're a very tight, close-knit family. How
Mhm.
difficult was that?
It was really difficult, but the good thing was we had the preseason, and in January, for example, the season uh, we had the preseason in Turkey. So in Turkey, it's safe. And my wife came in Turkey, for example. Every time when we would travel abroad, the family was always welcome to come. And that was counting for everybody, also for the players. And I think the manager did a very good job in that situation. Um, so we had preseason in Turkey for about 6 or 8 weeks. We When we played the Champions League game, of course, away games are in the country where you have to play, but our home games were in Germany. So we traveled from Ukraine to Germany to play our home games. The first season in Hamburg, and the second season was it in Gelsenkirchen, from the stadium from Schalke 04. So there was a lot of traveling, but so also a lot of times that we were outside of Ukraine. So that helped a lot as well.
And then the well, basically you left Shakhtar earlier this year, May this year.
Yes. Yeah.
I think, and the reasoning for that is not what you would expect, is it? Would you like to explain?
Well, we had another season, all of us, and us is the manager and assistant coaches. I was one of them. And just the night before the last competition game, the manager had a chat with the owner of the club, and the owner said, "I want to quit with you," and they spoke about it, and it has nothing to do with the performance because just what I said. We won the double, the cup, and the league. And the second season, we won the cup, and we finished third. But he said you only can do this for maximum for 2 seasons because there is so much pressure with everything. It will exhaust you, and for the next season, I want somebody fresh in the front of the group. So yeah, we had to quit. We had one year to go, but yeah, it was not so, was not so nice because it was just the day for the last competition game. Um, but from the other side, I thought, okay, this is the situation. I will miss Shakhtar. I will miss the people. But from the other side, I'm glad to go home and be sure that I'm 100% safe.
Well, that's my next question is how does it feel to be firstly with your family again, and secondly, all safe together?
It feels good. I needed some time because I felt my body I was really tired, also mentally. Uh, my sleep is much better now.
Right.
So I found out that it did more with my body than I expected. And of course, the traveling there was a lot of traveling by bus and flying if we have Champions League games. So now I, I have more rest. I feel good, but I miss, the connection with the people I work with because Shakhtar was a really, really nice club, and that's the downside.
I suppose in terms of kind of staying in the football environment, you do have the Legends games. You're
Yes.
always involved in them. You're a fixture in those. You put everybody else to shame. I know Gary and Butty said they don't. Gary Neville and Nicky Butt say they won't get changed next to you. They go in the toilets.
Yeah, that was a very big compliment. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, it was good to hear. Yeah, I try to keep myself fit as long as possible. So till now, touch wood, it's
Uh,
going well. But it's
okay,
nice
so
to be it
we,
is
we
it's
can.
nice to be involved with the Legends games for Man United.
Yeah, of course. I mean, so what's it like? Because obviously the pace is a little bit slower, but you're putting on the shirt. You're still representing the club. And obviously, you're a competitive animal. You know, you all are. Do you just get
Yeah,
straight back into game mode?
yeah, that's right. You know, the atmosphere is not the same like in a competition game, but it's just what you said. Everybody has his own. How do you say that? You don't want to lose. All the players hate to lose, and even it's going about nothing. Even it's fun, but you always wanted to win. And you can see it with the Man United players, but you see it also, from the opponents.
Yeah,
And that's the funny thing. And a lot of players they accept they are not so fast anymore, but they still want to do the same thing. The character from the players don't change. I've seen it so many times now, and it's in a certain way it's funny. Okay, the pace is not the same, but the excitement is still there.
yeah.
And of
So
course, you're not doing only for the football, you do it for the foundation. And I think
yeah,
that's a big thing. I think that's the
absolutely.
main.
A great cause. So who stands out when you play with them? Because there are certain people who are just it's like they're still in the Premier League.
Yes. Well, our last game, yeah, Michael Carrick is he is amazing. I mean, I
Yeah,
played with him when I was at West Ham United for 1 year, and then he moved to Manchester United, and he developed himself very well. And okay, he's finished with his career now, but when he's on the pitch, it looks so easy, and everything is right. He's making the right decisions. The first touch, all these things are coming back. Okay, it's not the same pressure, and there is not the pace is a little bit slower, but the basic things are still there, and it's so nice to see that, like him, the quality you recognize it directly. That's just one simple example. So there are many players more, but I picked just Michael out now. No,
brilliant.
but
Raymond, thank you so much for your time.
you're welcome.
Massively appreciate it. You didn't have to share that story of it's a very personal story, but really appreciate your time. You're
You're welcome,
top,
Steve.
and we'll look forward to the next Legends game, I suppose.